Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode from Annie's Arms. Today's video is on a new product that we're launching, and it's a QD rear takedown pin for the MP5, SP5, or clone platform. So what this allows you to do is attach any of the standard QD sling swivels or the other attachments that use that design to your firearm. So why? So like many of you, when I bought my SP5, it came with the end cap. And as my SBR paperwork was getting filed and approved, I started the game of what stock do I want to put on it. An A2, an A3, Magpul, B&T, or any of the other ones that are available. I'm a fan of Magpul. I think they're a good company. I think they make a good product. And so for $150, I figured their stock was worth a try. I've now had the stock on the gun for probably close to 2 years, and I've been very pleased with it. I really couldn't be happier with how the stock is, how smooth it is, its ergonomics. Very pleased. So about a half a year into owning the firearm, I decided to attend one of James Williamson's basic MP5 operator classes. And so for the class, you needed to have a sling, and I already had a single point at the house, and I didn't want to mess around with getting a 2-point sling or even the HK specific sling for the firearm. So I wanted to use what I had, and I started looking around for a way to attach it, because again, the factory, it's just a push pin like you have on the front of the handguard there. So that's all I was using to hold it in place before. So there wasn't a good provision for mounting a single point close to the receiver. So I looked around online, and HK Parts, they have a very similar product there. What's different about mine and theirs is in this rear section, they use a threaded end and a nut to retain the pin to the firearm. I didn't love that idea because I didn't trust that the nut wouldn't come slowly unthreaded, whether it's rubbing on your body at a training event or whether it's just in and out of a range bag rubbing on that nut. I was worried it would come loose. I was worried I wouldn't notice. And then I was extra worried my gun would drop in gravel or concrete and get scratched up and damaged. So I'm familiar with E-clips in my normal day-to-day life, and I thought that would be a pretty good implementation for something that would be clean, provide a snag-free finish, and be effective. And so I've been running it now for a little over a year and a half. It's been through 3 MP5 classes, 2 with James Williamson and 1 with HK Pro. And I've been absolutely tickled with how it's performed. So your next question or worry, because mine was about the nut coming off, your worry about this product might be the E-clip flying across the room at a high velocity in an uncontrolled manner. Most of us have a multi-tool in our range bag, or we carry one on our person. I always make sure the E-clip is pointed down. I put my thumb behind it, just proud of the Magpul stock of the surface there, even on an A2. Put the nose of the needle nose in, pop it out. No muss, no fuss, no flying across the room. Reassembly is exactly the same. Pops right back into place. If you don't have a multi-tool, every proud man should carry a pocket knife. Don't recommend it, just due to the risk of potentially cutting yourself. Knives can be dangerous. But you just take the very tip of your pocket knife, put it in there, again, pops right out. So something else worth noting while we're looking at it, So I've had this on here for about a year and a half. I've taken it apart and reassembled it numerous times. I probably err on the side of over cleaning my guns versus under cleaning my guns. And you can see I haven't damaged the surface of the stock there. I'm careful. Don't be a gorilla about it, but, shouldn't damage anything. For the reassembly process, I just take the back of the blade. Again, pops right in, didn't fly across the room. Couple things worth noting. So I designed the QD swivel around the Magpul stock. So this diameter is 5/8. I then, during my second MP5 class, I saw a lot of the cool kids running A2 stocks. I wanted to run an A2 stock. So this is actually the OG pin. The other pin is my first one from my manufacturing lot. And what you can see is I had to grind a little bit of an angle. So on the standard design or the Magpul design, it's just 5/8 all the way around. If you get the A2 cut, I add that little chamfer. The reason I add the chamfer is because on the A2 stock, this profile comes down kind of far. This is actually a contract stock. It's not a factory HK stock, and so it actually fits pretty close. There's not a whole lot of wiggle that you can see there. But what we still have, my large pin is on the other gun. Let me take that off. So even here with the heavy duty pin clip, E-clip, it still goes on without any problem. You can see that it slides in the groove there. When you purchase this, you can pick either the A2 cut or the standard, where it's just round. They're both 5/8 in diameter, by the way, in case that wasn't clear. And what I include are 4 clips, 2 of the heavy-duty clips, 2 of the medium-duty clips. And I do that for 2 reasons. Their profiles and their shape are a little different. I can't test fit this on every stock for the MP5 that's available. So I include 2 profiles. One might work better on your stock, or you might just like the disassembly or reassembly process with one clip better than the other. The other reason I do it is because of thickness. I can control my design, and I can control the tolerances on my design between this surface and where that E-clip falls. What I don't do is control every stock manufacturer and how tightly they control that thickness. So I have a thinner one in here just in case you have a very strange stock that has a very large thickness. Here is the factory HK rear clip. Here again, I've got to actually, because it's got just that little chamfer there. So I need to use the A2. And you can see there the thick E-clip fits just fine. So if the manufacturer's designing to what HK designed thickness-wise, it'll work just fine. No muss, no fuss. But just in case, I include one of each, or I include two of each thickness. Thanks again for watching, and again, you can purchase the QD swivels, mag tools, or sear tools at my website, Annie's Arms, to help make servicing your MP5 roller delayed platform a little easier.